welcome back, dweebs, to another episode of the Weekly Dweeb. With me, as always, is my good friend Kev. Kev, how are we doing tonight, buddy?
Happy Friday, everyone. Hope your week has gone well. For one, am enjoying the probably short run time that we've got over here of actual enjoyable weather. You know, like I can go outside, isn't it? And not hate myself. It's fantastic. I love it.
It feels fallish, which is interesting. It's very odd. It's been super nice, though. I do agree with you. It's been awesome.
And on top of that, you mentioned it, it's fallish outside. We're getting closer and closer to spooky season. And so it feels like a good time for us to have a couple of spooky preview reviews on deck for you. Not just tonight, but another one coming at you next week. So that always gets me excited, James. You know how much I love the horror movies.
You do. We got back-to-backs coming up. First is Clayface. Kev, you're super excited for this movie. I don't know shit about it, but the tagline is, Matt Reeves posted yesterday, goes, "Meet the new face of Gotham." So I don't know much about this, so I'm intrigued. I've not watched, I've not read. So
same. Nope.
He didn't cheat on me, guys. He didn't cheat on me.
I didn't cheat this time. All right. I learned my lesson. I said, hey, you know what? It's fine. We'll just play it. Because to be honest, that Doomsday trailer wasn't worth peeking at. It wasn't worth the sneak peek ahead of time. So I said, you know what?
You just the curmudgeon, and you just built up because of it. He's built up over time.
So we'll see. Hopefully my track record of being excited about something, which inevitably leads to my downfall, hopefully we can break the trend today. All right, let's hope this meets or exceeds expectations.
Yes. Name of the game, folks, is Preview Review, where we review the preview, and we use absolutely nothing we know about this property beforehand on this trailer. We are just specifically judging this trailer, and actually for this one I don't know shit, so it's gonna be really hard to use anything else beforehand. So this might actually be one where I follow the rules. So without further ado, let's get this up here. This is the trailer for Clayface. I think this is the first one. Here we go.
The new face of Gotham. Oh, and it's Patrick Bateman.
Show me. Show me.
What do you mean you don't like it?
Do you realize? What do you want, Mr. Hagen?
I want my life back.
I know you. You're famous.
The most beautiful face.
It's a tragedy what they did to him.
Boo.
I'd like to volunteer for human trials.
This isn't cosmetic surgery.
Even if it kills me, I'll be better off than I am now.
Matt! What?
I'm okay.
You okay?
I'm okay. I feel great, actually.
I have no idea what side effects you'll have or how to treat them.
Sir, the seatbelt sign is on.
We're in unknown territory.
What's happening to me?
If you're harboring feelings of anger, you need to let them go.
You want to know how I feel? The people I trusted betrayed me. The justice system failed me. They stole my career, my money, my life. I'm a monster.
I have no idea who you are.
All right, all right.
Well, I don't know shit about this character, Kev, so I'm gonna let you lead this one.
Well, very, very interesting. Okay, so Clayface, they do a pretty good job of laying it out for you here
Yeah.
in the trailer. Clayface is an actor who through some trial or another gets the ability over time, big spoiler alert here, at least as how it works in the comics, is Clayface eventually can shapeshift into just about anybody. So he's often used for swerves and plot twists in
Okay.
some Batman franchises, in the comics, in some video games even, where he can, pretend to be the Joker or something like that and help the Joker with a ruse. um, the character himself is, I don't know, to me, like a B tier. He's like a lower tier Batman villain. He's not up there. If this movie was about Mr. Freeze or this movie was about the Penguin or Two-Face, you know what I mean? Like, James, you would know about that guy, right? Like,
Yep.
so he's not quite in that upper echelon of the rogues gallery, but I find him to be a very intriguing character. And I don't know. I think the way they've set this up is pretty interesting. They're obviously going to have some body horror aspects. I have
Right.
to admit, though, some of that setup started to feel like the Joker, where it's like he's got, where it's almost, I'll be interested to see if Clayface is played as a villain or as sort of a misunderstood anti-hero. Like, what my
Yep.
assumption is, this is going to be the creation of a villain. But he's does seem like the whole town is out to get him. So obviously early on they're wanting him to appear sympathetic. The only major knock I have against this trailer, James, is their usage of a Flaming Lips cover. I just
Yeah, I don't know that song, so it
those
didn't bother me.
those hit or miss. This was a not a great version of that song. I get what they were doing because it says, "Do you realize that you have the most beautiful face?" I get what they were going for, just didn't work for me. And that's the risk you take when you're
Yeah.
rehashing a 20-year-old song and trying to restylize it for your trailer. Sometimes they work really well, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the best part of the whole trailer. Other times it falls flat, and this time it fell flat for me. So I think, though, James, I'm going to punt it back to you for the time being before we kind of dive into any more aspects, and just kind of ask you, as somebody who's not as familiar with the character, whereas, I am invested. I'm very interested to see a smaller character get
Hmm.
this type of exploration. So I was kind of, as you mentioned, I was bought into wanting to see this before we watched this trailer. But how do you
Yeah.
feel about it? You're more neutral. Did this win you
Uh,
over? Are you excited about this?
I am intrigued. Um, Definitely pushed me towards I do want to see this because I don't know anything. Um, the horror looks fun. The Clayface stuff is kind of creepy, man. There's some creepiness to it. I love the part where he got punched and like half his face fell off. So I'm interested
Yeah.
to see how they handle the Clayface stuff. How he got to that point. Yeah, is he a villain? Is he an anti-hero? I would say I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued by it. This is pushing me towards being like, ooh, I do kind of want to see this. I don't know this actor at all. I looked up what he's been in, and he's not been in a ton. Um,
Yeah.
so I am
I
intrigued, very intrigued.
I recognize the guy's face, but I think that's probably just because we've done videos about Clayface earlier in the production cycle. I think
Yeah,
I even did a solo video about this movie coming up. So I can't tell if I recognize his face from being in something or if it's
yeah.
just because of being up to date on the Clayface updates, and I've just seen his face that
I
way.
mean,
But
this is by far and away the biggest thing he's been in. Um, he started like his first film was 2011, first TV show's 12. Yeah, they're this is the biggest thing he's been in by far.
which I do appreciate that. I think
Yeah,
at times
yeah.
that stuff is needed. Like we need new, bigger names to come up
He's
into the
young too.
acting
36. He's young.
ranks, and so hell yeah, this would be his opportunity to maybe cement himself up at that next level. But this one walks that fine line, James, for me. Normally, we will punish trailers for giving us too much of the plot. But this one, as I mentioned before, is a more obscure villain. Some
Yeah.
people might not even know this is a Batman story unless you include that first line that says you're the face of Gotham or whatever. Like
Right.
he
Yeah.
said in his
Yeah.
tweet. Um,
I
and
really didn't. Had I not already known that, I wouldn't have caught that. Like, I would have not known this was set in that universe.
yeah, you could, yeah, you could very easily just think, oh, this is some other type of horror film. If you're not familiar with the franchise, if you don't know, like if you've played even an Arkham video game, you probably know who Clayface is. But if you didn't grow
Yeah.
up with it, he hasn't been around in anything major movie wise or anything like that. I'm sure Clayface was in the animated series. I just don't really remember much. I think there's one really cool episode about him, but that's about it. Like I think there's been one Clayface focused episode
Mhm.
in all of the animated stuff, and that was cool. But he is sort of a going to be a tragic character. I think that they did the right amount of explaining to us what was going on, just because basically what they showed us was the elevator pitch. Like,
Yeah.
yes, they show us him going through the procedure and all of that, but to me, that's sort of first act, first 20-minute type stuff. And if he were a more popular character, I would have said it was silly to do that. But I do
Yeah.
think in this case, it is kind of needed to help set the stage a little bit. So I'm not going to judge that as harshly as I usually do. And again, cards on the table, guys, this might just be my inability to be unbiased when it comes to Batman. All right, this just, I'm just calling it like it is. This might be just
Yeah.
me giving my friends a pass where I wouldn't, my friends, but you get what I mean. So I don't know, man. I think this has a great potential to it because you've got the body horror aspects, like you mentioned. He gets punched in the face, his face falls off. That scene of him, and this is an example of they did something the way I would want you to do it. When he's on the plane and he gets up, he goes into the bathroom, and you see his eyes start to close shut. He pulls out the little scissors, which I didn't realize you could even have those on a plane. I thought that,
Oh,
I
I don't
thought
know how
that
I
had to
got
be
in
it.
there. Yeah, you're
How'd you
not
get that in your
supposed to, yeah.
carry-on, pal? That's supposed to
Yeah.
be in your checked bag, brother. But I guess when you're rich
Yeah.
and famous, you can just bring the sharpest scissors you own, because those little bad boys are sharp, man. But anyway, they get ready to show him try to cut his own eyelid, but they don't do it. That's perfect. Like that's how you set up a scene in a trailer. Don't
Yep.
show that vicious moment, because I'm sitting there just thinking, oh God, like he's gonna hit turbulence. Like I just know it. They made a call
I
out
was
to him
worried. I
about,
was like,
"Sir,
"Ooh," I was like, "You're
the
not gonna show that, are you?" I
don't
was like,
show
"Please
this, don't do
show
it." But they make a note that, hey, the fasten seatbelt sign is on. So if you've flown a few times, you know that normally means now's not a good time. The boat's about to get a little rocky.
that. Yeah.
All right,
So
so I can
good.
just see him stabbing himself in the eye, and that leading to more issues. But so on top of that, I think one of the bigger issues when it comes to Clayface is his state of mind, and I believe that's actually part of his story. So yeah, I'm the one
Mhm.
breaking the rules today, guys, because I am going to try to help you all out, give you at least some of the backstory of this character, of which admittedly I am no expert. I'm just a hobbyist here. But with him, it's so much about what happens to his mental state that makes him horrifying. So I have the expectations. Obviously, they showed a scene of his girlfriend or whatever, the doctor who believes in him that tries this experimental stuff. We see that really cool looking shot of her walking in some neon alley with some creeper behind him. I
Mhm.
have a feeling that Clayface is going to go on a bit of a murder spree as he goes crazy. But then again, with their setup, they set him up by having like a bunch of mobsters cut his face off, and
Yeah,
so
right.
it's like, is he just going to go on a revenge tour killing bad guys? Because then
And
like that isn't
if that's not really
evil.
villain material, or does that lead to him
Yeah.
just going crazy?
And is that what spirals out? Are they going to do a penguin type thing here, James,
I don't
where
know.
it's like you find yourself rooting for the guy, and then by the very end, they're like, "Nah, dude, he's a villain. See, we tricked you into
Maybe
feeling
I don't
empathy
know.
for this guy. Remember, he is an asshole." So it'll be interesting to see how they play it. I would much prefer a villain origin story than I would see a villain turned into a misunderstood sort of gray area anti-hero. That'd be my personal preference, would be, let's build this guy up so that way you could potentially introduce him in a Robert Pattinson Batman, because I know this is Matt Reeves at least produced project, right?
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
should
he's a
fit
part.
that
Matt
very
Reeves is
aesthetic,
producer. I looked that up. Yes,
and that would
he's
be
definitely part of
cool.
this.
That would be cool for me, to see him maybe get built into, the third Batman. I'm assuming at this point, I always assume if somebody gets Batman, they're getting a trilogy unless they screw it up. So I think Matt Reeves, assuming Batman 2 goes well, will have a third one in the pipeline. And so maybe we'll get some Clayface out of it. But yeah, this hits the beats for me. Again, I am biased here. I was already excited for this movie, and this didn't do anything to let the wind out of my sails, James. I don't know. And you have said that it maybe pushed you a little closer to buying it. So, or going to see it, I mean. So I don't know. Dare I say it, drum roll please, cautiously optimistic.
Ah, there it is. He did it. He fucking did it, guys. There it fucking is.
I'm cooked, gang. I'm hosed.
There he is.
Sucker.
Kev's cautiously optimistic. I'm intrigued. What would you give that trailer by itself?
Trailer by itself, I'm hovering between a 7.5 and an 8, James. Maybe
Okay.
pushing the 8. Didn't love the music choice, but overall, I thought it was a pretty good. So, you know what? Let me give it an 8. That's a solid, good grade. I'm not sure exactly what they could have done to make up the 2 points, but it just it was good. Good, not great, is how I felt about that. Especially
that's what
we've
I
seen
would
some
say
great
too.
ones lately.
Like I would say 7.5 for me, but more so like I'm okay with what the story beats it told because it's a B-level character, right? It's not a well-known character to the public. I'm okay with it. And also, they might not have given him much away. They give kind of away what the story, like what happens to him, etc. But we don't know if he's gonna be good, bad, where he's gonna go with that. Is he on a revenge tour? Is he gonna go on a murder spree? And then we're gonna I can't wait to see him actually be able to use his powers and see what he does with it. So yeah, I'm going 7.5. I thought it was pretty good. I'm very intrigued now. I'm intrigued.
Yes, same. I'm all for it. I especially loved the Milk and Cereal reference just right out of the gate. If you guys haven't watched Milk and Cereal yet, it's free on YouTube. Go watch it, dude. Go watch it. Oh, it definitely wasn't that. It's just in my head canon now. That is
okay. I
Milk
was like,
reference.
I didn't catch that.
The character in Milk and Cereal. There is a character here, so I avoid major spoilers. There is a character in Milk and Cereal that wears a clear mask. What do you mean you don't like it? What do you mean you don't like it? All right. Those who know, know. All right. So there we go. Bonus point. That's why it gets the extra half point from me as opposed to James, is because I made up my own reference to enjoy. So there you go, gang. Like we said, take the rule book, throw it away, because it does not matter. We're gonna say we're gonna say we want.
There he did it again. There he did it again. There he did it again. Thank you guys for joining us. This has been the Weekly Dweeb. Please like, subscribe, and share as we work our way up the old content ladder, subscriber ladder. We hit 200, so help us keep growing. Kev, outside of here, where can they find you at?
Over on carnagemediappv.com for our upcoming pay-per-view. We're going to be doing Nightmare Promotion, some pro boxing down in Kentucky this weekend. Also, you can check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com at Carnage Media PPV. We've got a whole bunch of pro wrestling content out there for you. Benchmark Pro Wrestling, for my money, one of the best growing independent pro wrestling federations out there right now. If you like some old school action between the ropes with still some modern sensibility when it comes to the angles and the rivals. I think Benchmark Pro Wrestling would be right up your alley. It is a great show. I am honored to be a part of it. And we've got another one coming up August 1st. But in the meantime, you can catch up on June and July's events over on our YouTube channel over there. But as always, like James said, it's most important for you to be subscribed here, maybe have those notifications turned on, because on top of all the preview reviews and our weekly dweeb uploads, we've gotten back into live streaming here this summer, and we've got a couple of guests coming on to contribute some more in-depth movie reviews. So be on the lookout for that, especially when it comes to Halloween time. So somehow we're going to have to fit Clayface in. October 23rd release date. We're already going to be talking about a lot of horror stuff at that time, but we'll make room for it. So make sure you're subscribed so you never miss out on any of our uploads.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button, folks. Help Kev sleep at night. Also, one bit of information I did not want to forget is that the main actor, Clayface, Tom Reese-Harries, revealed after he filmed this just recently that he shot the whole movie with a torn ACL. He didn't tell the stunts or anyone on production, and he said he would hobble around because he wasn't sure if his knee was going to give out. If you ever torn your ACL, it's not fun. I've done it twice. You can, if it's just a torn ACL and nothing else, you can work with it. If it's anything else, it gets really, really not fun. So shout out him. And if you've watched our recent God of War video, you'll know we're pro not fucking firing people because of injuries on set. So shout out him.
Yeah, thank God he didn't tell the boss, right? They'd have fired him and reshot the whole thing.
Yeah, right.
It's unfortunate he didn't tell us that before. He might have given Ryan Hurst some ideas.
Right. Yeah. No shit. No shit. So with
Ryan,
that,
why are you swinging the axe with your left hand all of a sudden? Oh, no reason, brother. It's just Kratos just speaking to me.
Yeah. Just Kratos. He's speaking to me. All right, folks.
Damn it.
And on that note, we appreciate you. Check out the rest of our content, including our Monday or whenever it comes out take on the Resident Evil new trailer, our review of The Boys Season 5, and lots of other stuff. Go hit those buttons. Until next time, folks, we shall see ya.